What's going on, guys? This is MV here, back with another video. So I received an interesting comment that I want to talk about here. So reading the comment, the person puts, a lot of people were mad when they couldn't claim Tyla. Exactly. You guys remember Tyla, the South African colored woman, and she proudly identifies as colored. And, she's marketing her music to the American audience. And then let's just be real, a lot of the African Americans were upset that she doesn't identify with them and their culture. So when she puts a lot of people, right, because they couldn't claim her, like we know what people that is, right? Not white people, not Latino people or Asian, right? And then continuing on with the comment, she puts, that hurt their souls. Exactly. Like even with me being proudly biracial, proudly mulatto, embracing this, a lot of people like you said, it hurt their soul. And I feel like that with a lot of people with me, my interactions, they're upset and they're kind of hurt with the fact that I don't identify with them fully, which I find to be very interesting because it's like a catch 22. Because if I identify with them solely, just them, their communita, then they will have the kind of privilege and they'll exercise that privilege to outgroup me. But then how am I supposed to feel, right? How am I supposed to feel when someone outgroups me? So I wanted to basically, have complete control over my being in my situation. So I decided to just identify as biracial. It's been working out great. But yeah, there's typically only one specific group who's like hurt by that, who's all up in my comments telling me, you can't be biracial because of the one drop rule, right? We have here, could you imagine if there was a mixed category created in the US? Well, there is actually. A lot of the whole mixed category, there's a re-emergence of it, especially as these younger generations start to blossom and become their own. Because as we can see with some of the kind of older generations, they just kind of were fixed in to the kind of African American block per se. There's a lot to be said with that. We already know the kind of legal situation with the one drop rule, right, from 1924 to about 1967. But then after 1967, so like say the boomer and then like even the Xers, a lot of the people who are my supporters all over social media are Generation Xers. And when they see me, it's kind of a relief for them. That's what they tell me as well. Like I've received emails. I've received an email from an older lady who was like, she literally told me, she's like, I'm her biggest fan, and she's like kind of the older generation because there wasn't a lot of voices like this back then. A lot of people just kind of found their place and stuck to the black monolith, even though a lot of people didn't feel like that was their position to be in. They wanted something that's uniquely kind of catered towards them, that validates their experience. And we have that now. So going back to the whole mixed category, we see that all over the place with all the job applications and government documents. Now, not every state honors that mixed category, but they're going to have to sooner or later. The more of us that start to emerge and affirm this, they're going to be forced to, okay? So there's no going back. And then you put here, people are trying to scare mixed people. Exactly. This is why I wanted to talk about this comment, because that's really all they have, really, is a scare tactic, right? And then they'll mention, I had a guy put a comment about, well, if you get pulled over by a state trooper in Alabama, like they go to the extremes. Like I've been pulled over by a trooper in Montana, and that's like a 99% Caucasian state. I was speeding, didn't have an issue there. I got pulled over. But it's funny how they use these drastic extremist kind of scare tactics. Like he said, if you're in rural Alabama and you get pulled over, you gonna find out that you black. It's like, wow, but that's all they have. They're little petty attempts to kind of scare you, right? The police gonna see you as black. They gonna remind you black, so you got to put up with my black bullshit, right? That's all they have are these scare tactics. But with a guy like me, it doesn't work. Honestly, I feel like it's not working as much as they think it does. A lot of us, we just laugh at them because even other people, my kind of acquaintances, so to speak, we just laugh. We see these comments like it doesn't work anymore. There's too many of us now, and the rest of society is well aware of this. So yeah, the scare tactics, they're really old. and annoying, but that's really all a lot of these people have to offer to try to convince us to be subordinates underneath them, right? And then continuing on, you put saying no, you can't leave. Yeah, exactly. To scare you. You got to stay under my influence and kiss my black butt while I, make mixed and biracial jokes. Yeah. As soon as I started, for me, what really, clicked with me was just the jokes and the subtle, like the sneak disses and the subtle disses. It just got too much to where I was like, look, I can't. A lot of you people, I just can't even associate with. I can't deal with you. Okay. Unless I'm getting paid. A lot of them, I just, the disrespect was too much for me. And I'm one of the guys, I have too much pride. I have too much integrity, self-esteem, principles, and pride, right? To where I couldn't tolerate that level of the disrespect where they thought it was okay, I guess, in their community, but not where I come from. That's unacceptable. So yeah, I go where I am praised and celebrated. So as we can see, that's not over there in their kind of communitas. So you put here, because X, Y, and Z will happen. Yeah, exactly. I kind of read this comment slow, but I wanted to break down every part. Let me read it again one more time for you guys before I end this. A lot of people were mad when they couldn't claim Tyla, the South African colored identified woman. That hurt their souls. Could you imagine if there was a mixed category created in the US? People were trying to scare mixed people, saying, no, you can't leave because X, Y, and Z will happen. Yeah, this is a really good comment. I know I kind of was a little long-winded and slow with it, but I think I made all the proper points. Let me know what you guys think about this. This person put this comment underneath the video where I put that's a you problem. And I highlighted Tyla in that video. Basically how it's like people are mad that a lot of us are identifying as biracial. There's only going to be more of us that are moving forward with this. So people should just learn to embrace it, adapt, and move forward. That's what I'm doing.